for me.
Another shot.
Is this thing on? Slipped in at the last second there.
Hey, g'day. I am back in Australia after putting horrible things in American people's mouths. But enough about my sex life. Welcome to Youth VR Live for the week.
No.
A lot of us are queer, so get used to it. We're ready. It's been an adventure. Let me just say, we were just talking before we came on air about. I think that the universe was trying to tell me, bitch, you should have stayed in the snow. So just to recap for everyone, I got off like beautiful snowy weather. Got to JFK, everything's sweet. Got on the plane. We arrived early. It was like every flight I was on arrived early. So I was very lucky in that respect. Like an hour early, some of them. So it was amazing. But I get to Hawaii and I'm like checking in and dropping my bags and everything because I haven't slept and just a mess. And I get to my room and they're like, oh, we upgraded you to a king size bed. I'm like, yeah.
Ooh.
So I looked out over the beautiful airport and went to sleep. It was a good time. And then I was like, yeah, cool, we'll go home. Had to get up at 5 a.m. to be at the airport, which is
I know
a couple of 100 meters away. But that's okay. We got on the plane and then this woman sits next to me. The only person that I could see with a stranger directly next to me. And she lifted the armrests between us to sit down and didn't put it back down. And I'm like, oh my God. And she's coughing and spluttering. I'm like, this is it. This is it. I'm going down. Meanwhile, the premium economy seats all around us, empty. Empty.
Stop.
Two complete rows in front of us. Pairs, one, pair. And they put these signs on them saying these seats are reserved for premium economy members only.
Oh shit.
So I went into a rage coma and woke up. Woke up with like a thing there, and then woke up, and then she served the meal. And she goes, the woman next to me goes, oh yeah, they offered me a row to myself in row 26, but I don't want to be that far back.
What?
So I nearly killed her, but then
did you take option B?
No, then the hostess goes, I've got an empty aisle seat with no one next to you in 21. Do you want to move back? I'm like, yes, please. So I managed to actually get a seat.
After how long?
Room. Only an hour and a half. Hour and a half,
and
2 hours.
How long was the flight?
Back to Australia was. Oh, we did it in 9.5, which is good.
Oof.
Yeah, baby. That's some long ass trips with the time differences, everything. And I got so it was high 20 degrees here in there in Hawaii, so Celsius. And then I get home and it's 37 degrees Celsius, which is like something special. It's really hot today. I'm not functioning because I didn't sleep last night because of the heat. But then I got home and found out I'd been double charged for my room. Got no money. My laptop has a dead button, so there's going to be no slideshows or anything tonight. My hard drive has died. It's like I had a bit of a medical emergency in the dance studio. It's been a week, and that's just me.
Okay, but wait, I want to go back to the hotel.
Yes.
You didn't stay in Hawaii for any length of time. I thought you were staying there for a couple of days.
I stayed there for a night and a day, basically.
And so did you leave the hotel?
Yeah, I went down to the pool and stuff and had people it's a hotel, it's an airport hotel, so it's not really close to anything. If you've ever been to Honolulu Airport, it's not really super close to anything. It's just kind of there. But it was good. Air conditioning, big bed, sleeping, good times.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
After my spoiled sleep at Jeffrey's house, but he can tell you more about my sleeping patterns in a minute. How are you, Vera, my lovely friend down there?
You knew
I wasn't ready.
You knew I was. You
I
did.
did.
On purpose.
I did.
It's been a crazy week. I don't know what to say. I took my first I had my first class last night in the stand-up comedy course that I'm going to take.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So in 8 weeks, we'll have our stand-up showcase.
Oh,
Maybe Jeff will come and tape it for the show.
Yay!
Will they let us put it live on air?
Probably not, but they could let me.
But we could stream it afterwards. We could stream it afterwards.
You know,
It could be a
definitely
Tuesday show.
You definitely have my permission. And the new deputy director said to me that she caught our show. Yes, the new deputy director of my clinic was walking down the hall and she said, "Oh, I saw your show the other night."
Hopefully
Is
she's
that a
not a
good
con.
thing?
And she saw the clip where I stood up for the CPS workers. And
Oh,
she
okay,
said,
that's
"Thank
good.
you."
There we go.
Oh, okay. It was good.
It's a good thing by the sounds of it,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's good.
Look
Yeah.
at Jeff making the face. I stand by what I said. CPS
I stand
is
by what I
underfunded,
said.
overworked, and
Oh
underpaid.
no, I absolutely 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
We're in total agreement. I absolutely agree.
They are
Mama
doing the
Christina's
best they
been busy
can
this week too. Yeah,
with-
they are hardworking saints of
Yeah.
people.
24 cents for every dollar they need.
Sounds like me at the moment. So, tell us, Mama Christina, you've had a busy week.
Yeah, it was eventful, honestly. I had a pretty crazy birthday.
Yeah,
I got my hair done. So it started out really great. I got my hair done. I was like, okay, I'm gonna look good for dinner. We were gonna go out to the Hamptons. Get out to the Hamptons. I have way too much to drink, but I ate my dinner because I love filet. And
Oh,
we were
good
just
question for
ordering.
you.
Yeah.
I started the TikTok with the $20 bottle of water 3 times, and every time I started it, somebody interrupted me. And so I don't know if you had to pay $20 for that bottle of water or not.
No, it only ended up being $9. It wasn't $20. It was $9 though. Because there was a whole debate whether or not. Because she asked me in the beginning when we got there, "Do you want water for the table?" I said yes. She goes, "Tap or bottled?" I go, "Bottled," and she goes, "Sparkling or not?" I go, "Not." And then she just walked away. And Joe goes, "You just ordered like a $20 bottle of water." I go, "No, it's free." I said, "It's complimentary." And he goes, "No." He goes, "It's not." I go, "Yes, it is." I go, "It's fucking water." Like, I said, "They can't charge you for fucking water." And then I turned into a whole debate.
Well, why
yeah.
would you think that bottled water would be free and
I don't
tap
know.
water? Why do you think she
I don't
asked
know.
if you wanted tap water or bottled water? Christina,
I don't know.
Is the
I thought it was
fucking
just
bleach taking
because
hold in there? What's going on, babe?
it must have because I swear to God it was a realization that I did not expect it, and I was like, no, there's no way. Like, so we ordered doubles. I was drinking doubles, Tito's and Cran, okay. I was like stumbling to the bathroom, stumbling outside having a cigarette, like, and then it was just like, okay, well, dinner came and she was like, "Another round?" I said, "Fuck yes, of course," So a third one came and got halfway through that, and I finished my dinner and I was like, "All right, let's go." So we left, and it's about it's 45 minutes away from my house, so it's a long drive. The second he starts driving, I go, I'm losing my fucking stomach. I'm gonna lose my dinner. Like, I just know it. Like, so I was like, I'm just gonna try to fall asleep. Like, I'm just gonna fall asleep. That's it. And I put my head back, and I literally felt like I was on a roller coaster. Like, I couldn't control like how fast he was going. So like my body felt like very like right the whole time. So I fell asleep for like maybe 10 minutes, maybe. I don't even know how long it was, to be honest. I wake up and I thought it'd be a great idea to have a cigarette, or I don't know. So I'm searching for something, and I'm like, oh no. And I can't talk at this point. I'm wasted. I know I'm gonna puke. So I just start hitting my husband. I just start smacking his leg. Like, no words are coming out of my mouth. I'm just literally hitting the shit out of him, and I roll my window down, and I'm just like, I am just losing everything I just ate. And you know how cold it was this last weekend. It was like 3 degrees outside here. So the next morning I woke up, I had a puke just frozen to my truck. My husband, I get home, my sister was watching my kids. I get home, I am covered in my own throat. I am wasted beyond belief. And I walk through the door and I go, I need help. I was like, you need help clean a truck? Like, and then I was like, I just need to take a shower because it was, obviously all over me and all over my coat. We had to wash my coat 3-4 times. We washed my coat. My car, I had to take it to the car wash the next day, looking like that. And I gave the guys a $40 tip. I was like, I will tip you good. Please just clean it out. Like, I am so sorry. And I haven't gotten
to a friend of mine too when we were in our 20s and he doesn't drink at all. So he was the designated driver this night. We're all going into the city. And because we were pre-drink, see, it's cheaper to pre-drink before you get to the club. And Luke,
my mom told me to pre-drink.
Believe it or not, didn't know his limits, believe it or not. And I'm in the front, and soon as we got onto the Story Bridge in Brisbane, I'm like, oh, this isn't good. And you can't stop on the Story Bridge. Like, there's nowhere to pull over. And I'm like, I'm going to be sick. And so I'm trying to throw up out the window, but it's like getting in his car and like
it's
people
coming back
getting splashed. Yeah, it wasn't cool. But I felt so bad. I got his car detailed like that Monday. I'm like, please, whatever it costs, because I felt awful, and especially because he was like a designated driver. So I'm just the most disrespectful piece of shit. Like, I
lied to the guys.
Took me another decade or so to learn the lesson. But hey.
Yeah. I lied to the guys at the car wash. I go, somebody got sick in my car last night. I said, so I'm really sorry.
Wasn't me. Absolutely never me.
It definitely wasn't me, but oh my God, just
a toddler who ate 30 ounces of steak
in the front seat. Yeah. Oh my God.
Gotta say, but no calories, right? So cool.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, I'm never fucking taking you to an expensive place to eat knowing you're drinking, because what a fucking waste of my money.
Honestly, my mom was like, you should drink before you leave because like the drinks are going to be expensive. I didn't even think that the drinks cost more than our actual dinner. I had 3 doubles. And if you look at my TikTok and you see the first drink, you see how clear it is. Like that bitch was over pouring like heavy. That shit was.
Oh, don't blame the bartender, bitch.
Yeah, don't blame the bartender, girl.
No. Just because
I'm not blaming anybody. It is on me.
We're playing.
You can't handle 6
I'm like the worst.
Give me a break.
I know. That's what I said to my husband. I go, how is that Tito's? Tito's never does that to me. I haven't thrown up like that since my 25th birthday. Like again,
but do you think it was the car ride that did it? It was the car ride and the meal and the alcohol. All it was a trifecta.
Yes.
It was bad.
It was the car ride and the dinner. Yeah, like because typically when I'm drinking like that, I don't eat. I just smoke cigarettes like all night.
From the car, the heat.
Yeah, I forget. And the motion again, like the motion of everything. It was just like I literally felt like I was on a roller coaster. Like when your stomach is like I just the whole time I was like until I fell asleep, and then when I woke up, I felt that again, and I was like. Oh my God.
Christina, when you woke up, did you feel skinny?
No. It's funny. When I woke up, I had a towel on my head and my hair was still soaked from the shower that I took because I came out of the shower, wrapped my hair in a towel, and I fell asleep on the couch. And I woke up at like 2:30 with the towel on my head. The next morning, I should have sent you guys a picture. The next morning, my hair was literally like this because the towel had pulled everything back, so my hair dried like really high. I sent my sister a picture.
Nice.
I'll send you a picture. I will send you a picture. Actually, I don't know if I can. Can I do it? Can I send one in the chat?
You probably can. Absolutely. Now,
Who's
look,
got the rest
it's
of shit
Australia.
now that Stephen's gone?
Well, we're just flying blind right now. It's Australia Day here, so it's a public holiday. But we've also had Cyclone Kira Lee, the most bogan named cyclone I've ever heard. It's now downgraded to like a tropical low, but we're going to get all the rainfall from it. But like Steve was saying, for it's so hot down there, it got to like 49.6 degrees Celsius somewhere in New South Wales, which is like, I don't know, what's that in Fahrenheit, like 120? Something ridiculous.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Like it was.
What was it?
It was like 49.6 Celsius. 49.6.
Alexa, how much is 49.6 Celsius in Fahrenheit?
49.6 degrees Celsius is 121.28 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic. Like
shit.
our weather. Like maybe they were right. Maybe global warming's really happening.
Maybe.
120.
That one was for you, Vic. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's not good here, and so we're going to get rain and stuff. But when that happens, who knows? It can't come soon enough, I don't think, because it's awful right now. I'm sitting in. I'm on like the beachfront, and that's why I'm sitting in like a back room, trying to avoid all the noise because my family's all here. There we go. I can hear one now talking way too loud, and I asked them, please be quiet. I'm doing a show, but I don't care.
Is that the crazy one?
No. Well,
Okay.
define crazy. Oh, okay. So Jeffrey has the picture.
Mhm.
Jeffrey, do you just pop that up on the screen whenever you can? Now, look, are we going to do news stories again this week? I don't even know what. Oh, there is a story about. Oh,
I think it looks
that's very Stacey Q. You know, Two of Hearts. But she had like the crimp happening.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't.
Except you've got like just instead of hairspray, Christina's starting a new trend. Just use vomit.
Yeah.
Seems better.
On Tuesday,
Yeah.
I got really behind and I didn't do my hair, and I had this one piece of hair sticking straight up, and nobody told me until 2:00 in the afternoon.
Oh, you're doing
come
Cameron Diaz,
on.
Vera.
Sitting straight up.
I would be
Something
pissed.
about Mary.
Not one
There's
of them said
something
anything.
about Vera.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I would have been so mad.
Hey, bitches. So, poor Steve's like having a stroke over there. His computer's broken, so he's
I can
like
see
on his
happening
phone, but we
back
can only see his
page.
forehead. So, but Loki, what's happening with you? What happened in the last week?
Oh, okay. There was a death in the family. Let's really bring the mood up. So we
What
had the
happened?
service yesterday. He had just I think it was liver cancer. It had metastasized, and by the time he got diagnosed, it was too late for treatment. So there was that. I read at the funeral, and it was lovely to see everyone, but it's never nice under those circumstances. But you just make the best of awful situations. Apparently, though, there was some drama afterwards. I've got to catch up on that now. That's why there's like some voices out there happening. So I'm going to catch up on that. We'll report back. I think there may have been some words said, or maybe more.
Uh-oh.
It all comes out. It always comes out in the family gathering.
Family drama. Yeah.
Mm.
It's always so much fun.
I'd left. I'm boring now. I don't drink and vomit in cars anymore, so I was gone early. I went and had dinner.
Don't do it.
dinner
I
and
did
just went
not
home.
expect to do that. Okay, it was not. It was not.
Hey, no,
And my
but I
mom
think
didn't text
that
me till like
hairstyle's fierce.
Tuesday.
You know what, Christine? Don't worry about it. I heard it was good conditioning after you bleach your hair.
Yeah, right. And that like honestly, when I woke up that next day, I like went to Walmart too, like that. Yeah, I didn't care. I threw it in like a thing. And it was funny, like when I left, I go, why are everybody looking at me so weird? I had on my sweatshirt that says, it's a beautiful day to get high. And my hair looked like completely fried in a ponytail. I'm like, and I told my daughter, I go, everyone's going to look at me weird. I said, Mommy has a funny sweatshirt on and her hair looks like crazy. Just get ready for the weird looks and shop right. Like, oh my god, I can't. It was just so funny.
Look, I can actually control stuff from here. So look, we can start our hot load of hot topics. I'm not really sure now that our producer's dead. Oh, he's here. All right, let's start.
Hot load of hot topics.
Hello.
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 Hey, Steve, we can hear you well.
Welcome back.
I have murdered someone in a previous life, obviously.
Mm.
I don't know what's going on. Hot load of hot topics. All right, great introduction. Thank you for manning that. Well, talking of mishaps, have we all seen Elkin on the stage of the Grand Old Opry this week in the tribute to Dolly Parton?
Oh, yeah.
That
has not
Speaking
gone
of
down
people
well.
with drinking problems,
This Nepo baby who got herself
she got you, girl.
love.
She topped you.
Yeah.
So tell us what happened, Steve. What did El King do on stage in her drunken mess?
She didn't do it off stage. She did it on stage at an event to honor Dolly Parton's 78th birthday on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry, probably the premier country,
venue.
Yeah, venue/institution in America. She was slurring her words, swearing, forgetting her songs, telling people to fuck off, that they're not getting a refund. Admitting that she was. So this is Elle King. She's probably best known for that song
America's
X's and O's.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know?
American
X's and the O's, they won't be. She's actually Rob
X's and O's.
Yes.
And she's got this song, I'm Not America's Sweetheart.
Yeah. Obviously not anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously not anymore.
And if she is, America needs a heart transplant. Like, that's pretty bad.
So for the first time ever in Opry history, they issued an apology on behalf of the Opry themselves, saying that was not the, that is not what the Opry stands for. So essentially what she's done, for those people that don't follow American country music, she's pretty much fucked her country career in the mainstream by A, disrespecting the Opry and their rules, and B, disrespecting Dolly. Like,
you don't do that to Dolly, mate. You don't do it to Dolly. You just don't. There's some lines you don't cross, and the Parton is off limits. You don't do that.
Absolutely.
To her credit,
that's an international rule too.
Yeah, Dolly has made a statement saying, "I don't want you all to direct hate at this girl." And that's all. That's all she said. So
it's clear the girl's not well, because I'm sure. Nah, Miley will scrap, but we expect that from Miley.
Yeah.
But it's kind of sad. Like, I commented on that article because there was a bit of a conversational happening there, and I'm like, look, I just hope it's like that one moment where she's going to go, oh, I actually need some help. Like, I think at some point in someone's recovery journey, if they ever get to go on it, there's a moment where they go, oh, this can't continue. Like, this is not good. And I hope that's that's pretty bad. Like, the only thing worse is if she killed someone driving drunk or something. So she needs to just get her shit together, and I hope that she has support. And Dolly's got her back, so she's okay.
You don't want her.
I think she's definitely done her dash with mainstream country, though.
Oh, yeah.
Look, if she Anne Heche's herself out of existence, we absolutely will talk about that and laugh about it. So she better get the help, or she's going to be sent off on here.
It's Trump's country; they don't care anymore.
Well, and look, while we're talking about Dolly, someone else has had something to say about Dolly this week. The lead singer of Wilco said that Dolly Parton should have written 9 to 5, then stopped, because he doesn't like "I Will Always Love You." He thinks it's a bad song.
Oh, I think the millions of sales say otherwise. So your opinion's great, mate. But
between the two versions and all the covers and all that kind of stuff, I would assume it would be in the billions. That song.
Quite frankly, Ali's written hundreds of songs.
Right?
You
don't even know what songs she's written. She's written songs that
a lot of the pop stars that they listen to, Dolly has written for them. And you don't really.
read
picked
what he
2
said?
songs out of her entire catalog. It's like, dude, you are.
I did have the
willfully
quote,
ignorant.
but I can't access it. So it was along the lines of he likes 9 to 5, but she should have stopped before she wrote I Will Always Love You.
Because
I'm
somewhere I
sorry,
read that
but-
there was more
Oh.
to that. Like it was just like a
Well, that would have been a
soundbite
great
kind of
career
thing.
move for her.
But who are Wilco?
Well, I don't know.
And they haven't even been around for a very
Could I
long
figure
time,
I'm old
right?
now? I don't just know who a lot of people are anymore.
It's
No, I've heard
these
Phil
guys no, they were
Collins.
around in the 90s and stuff.
I can't think of what they
Yeah,
sang,
in like
but
the
I have heard them.
2000s.
Yeah. Music
Nothing.
sense a bit of sour grapes. I mean, who can who can probably relax off one song for the rest of their life?
Lots of people do.
And still
I
did it,
couldn't
and
name
still did heaps of other work.
I couldn't name a
Yeah.
Wilco song if you asked me to. So I could name a lot
I
of
don't
Dolly Parton
remember.
I mean,
songs.
I don't know her.
Yeah, right. So like a little bit of you can not like something, but it doesn't mean you have to disrespect other people's art. I think that
Right.
that's a step too far. Like you can like what you like, but seriously, dude, like
So wait,
that's
him
just-
saying it was being disrespectful?
I think it is. You can have an opinion.
You can have an
definitely
Yeah,
an
when you
opinion.
say it like that,
Well,
it
I
kind
think
of
the
is.
problem is
You could just say I
But
don't
saying
like
it's
her
a-
work. Or...
saying it's a
reduced
bad
her whole
song.
catalog to 2 songs.
Saying it's a
That's the
bad
problem.
song.
You don't
It
have to
mightn't be
like
to your
every
taste
song.
or your palate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to like every song, but by reducing her entire catalog to 2 fucking songs, that's
Yeah.
disrespect.
But is that what he actually did, or was he just saying something particular about one song and it got misconstrued?
And
Well,
quite
this is-
frankly, I actually think that 9 to 5 was written after the original.
Yeah, it might not have been. Sorry, that might not be the
Not in
actual song. There was
chronological
one of
order,
them.
I think.
Steve,
but-
I just got a segue come to me when Vera said reducing down to 2 in the catalogue.
Hold on.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, lucky
Speaking
you.
of reducing candidates down to 2, Trump is now the only candidate running against Nikki Haley. Like, what's going on with it's Trump's country, as Jeff said? What's going on in that space?
Well, first of
Vera,
all,
throwing to you.
Trump. Yay!
there's been 2 primaries. 2.
Yeah.
A lot more to go. It's a little early to count Nikki out of this race.
But hasn't
Where's
DeSantis
Melania?
bounced?
Pardon me?
Did DeSantis, how do you say it? Did he
DeSantis
bounce? Has he
tanked. He
Yeah.
totally tanked. He is underperformed in every place. Trump, not only did he underperform expectations in Iowa, he underperformed himself in the last election. He got fewer votes in Iowa, this caucus, than he did in the last election, where he was the incumbent president and adored. So, I mean, let's not say after 2 primaries that this race is over. There's no guarantee that he's won. And
But do you think he will?
30% of the party says if he's convicted of a crime, he's ineligible.
It
But
doesn't
Vera,
really matter
when you
what
lay
they
awake
say,
at bed
does it?
at night, do you think it's going to be Trump again?
No.
Do you think
Well,
he's
do I
going to
think
win?
he's going to
You
win
don't.
the party nomination? Yes. Do I think he'll win the presidential election? No. Have you seen
I
him?
don't know.
I think he's going to die before we get to November.
It's a die off between him and
I think
Joe.
they both
See.
are. I think we might
Yeah.
as well have a can we just do the 2 funerals together? You know what I mean? So we don't have to
Yeah.
make 2 trips.
Just
Can we
conjoin
do a
them.
battle? Can we do a battle royale style? They both take each other out. Like
You know, I keep
What?
saying Biden works out
Walking
every day.
sticks?
Biden rides his bike and he's much better health than Trump.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of demented people still be
Hey,
physically
physically.
active.
I
So-
love that Nikki was like, "Do you really want 2 80-year-old men running the country?" I was like, "Bitch, got a point."
You do realize, though, that Nikki Haley isn't a liberal. She's not a moderate by any stretch of the
I did not.
imagination.
I'm not. Well, she did love Hillary. I'm not for her. Where's Mayor Pete?
I would love Mayor Pete, but he's not running.
Or what's that other chick? I liked her, but she has some issues though.
Maybe Ann Williamson?
Nah, she has short hair.
Christina.
She's kind of lesbian looking.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you
Elizabeth?
think?
No,
I
not
think it's
the,
going to be
like,
Trump.
The other one.
You think Trump's going to be?
Do you think
president
it will
again?
be too?
You think it's
I
going to
don't
be
know.
Trump again?
Oh,
Steven's killing the show.
This guy,
I can't say
It'd be a
that
mistake to
I
elect Trump again, and I don't believe the country will go that way.
go, Christina.
I
It's you,
do.
I
Like,
don't.
I don't know. I just go off what I read, and it's like, and I'll see in the media. But I know we're getting fed what they want to feed us. But it looks like. Anyway, Christina, over to you. Oh.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. That's the best way to say it. I just don't know. I saw something today though. Again, I don't like politics. I'm not a politic person. I just know what I hear what my family says. I hear other things. I watch little bits and pieces. But I did see a video today of like these tents or these like things in oh my god, where the fuck was it? Chicago O'Hare, the airport. There was these black sheets that were hung up. I mean, for like it looks like a whole football field worth of length, with people from Venezuela, and they were on cots. It was probably over 200 people behind the curtains, and so what's going on? And this guy was reporting on it, and he said that, like, there's more coming, that next week they're closing down that section of the airport so that they could get more people in. And he's like, look at all these beds that are set up. He's like, there was like blow up mattresses with like one blanket on top of it, and then like again all behind the curtains, you could see through the curtains, like again just people laying down. And then again, I just saw this today. I don't know nothing about it.
Do you know the news?
TikTok. I was on TikTok.
TikTok. There we go.
His name is like Judge something. No, it was like he was like an actual reporter walking through the airport, and like one of the people behind the curtain was like, "No pictures," and he's like, "No pictures," because you're in America. And then another guy like came through the curtain and said he was a Venezuelan. He was an army. What is it? He was in the military in Venezuela, and he has a picture of himself holding his gun and all that shit. And I just posed the question, well, where do they go now? Because I don't know where they go.
Okay, they did come from Texas, and ABC News reports that Texas spent.
They want to get out of Texas as well.
$70,000 to fly 200 migrants to Chicago Airport and leave them there.
Texas,
okay, so that's okay. So it's true, and this
It's
is
true.
under Biden.
But
So I just again. So where do these people go? And they're in an airport. So it's not cages, right? It's a tent. It's a tent, right, Vera? It's not a cage.
Wait,
and these people are,
You're skipping important parts of this. A Republican state spent $175,000
what are they going to do with them?
To a Democratic state to say fuck you, to teach them a lesson. $175,000. Do you know what we could do with $175,000?
$300,000.
But now what happens?
Right, but you could house them. You could literally house those people.
But then you house them, and then how many more people will then want to come to their $170,000 housing plan?
The problem is
one at a time.
Wait.
The facts are the amount of people entering Texas has not changed in the last 3 years. It is a high number, absolutely. Texas is a border state. They have a high number of people crossing, but it's the same fucking number that it was under Trump. It's a political theater, and it's designed to foment outrage, and it's working. It's bullshit.
So
$370,000 could have been used for something else besides flying these people and dumping them in Chicago.
Yeah, with nowhere to go.
I think that's disgusting. Like that.
Fly everybody on a private jet to Martha's Vineyard could have been spent on better things. The amount of money that Greg Abbott put in putting up that barbed wire fence on the border was ridiculous. Did you see that fence? It's 7 feet thick. It's more barbed wire than you need to keep out rockets. I mean, the amount of money that they're spending to foment political outrage is obscene.
But there was
So, like, again,
Trump signed to keep people from coming into America legally that created even more chaos. It's easily Googleable.
Googleable. That's a word.
Oh, Google.
Hashtag Googleable.
Yeah. The bill that Trump signed with immigration during COVID and the chaos that it caused. You can go, there's many, many news sources, but just go look that up, okay? Because it's going to explain, and you can see all my border agents talk about what it did and the chaos it caused and how it created more people trying to illegally get into the country under Trump.
Right. So, okay.
Fuck you.
Now I just want, not fuck me, right? I'm just saying, like, so.
No, them for that, for the hashtag.
So, like Jeffrey said, okay, you could house them with that amount of money. Okay, let's house them. Where? Where is
Texas,
this housing?
Texas, where they came from.
Where? Just let's say, what is it? What is it?
How much of this economy is completely dependent upon undocumented workers willing to work below minimum wage? Do you realize that without
I'm not getting there yet. I'm not.
Workers, a tomato would cost you $8.
I'm not there yet.
You $15.
I want to know where we're housing them. Okay, then let's ask that question, right? Where are we housing them?
Old schools.
But
how are they paying for this housing?
But that's the whole point.
Who's putting them? Who's giving them jobs?
That's the thing. You're not getting it. It was Texas's responsibility, and they've shifted it for a political.
I don't care whose responsibility it is. Say they stayed in Texas. If they stayed in Texas,
if you're housing people though that come illegally, then you're going to make them keep coming more. They'll be like, oh shit, you get housing. Let's go quick.
That's not true.
Right. Where you have the housing them.
It's not proven. The amount of people coming across the border has not changed. That's the problem. It's the same number of people coming every year. It's a big number. It's 1.9 million.
But nobody's answering my question, though. Where are you housing them? Who's giving them jobs? How are they paying for this house?
Wait. I'm answering your question. Texas, because they are in there, that was their responsibility. They are technically in their state. Instead of doing this, happened in the election last year. We just shifted all these migrants around to make it the opposition's problem, so they're failing at their job. That's not good politics. That's a shitty shadow look over here while you're letting all this other shit happen. Everyone's going to be outraged because they're migrants. Yes, okay. Where do they go? Well, they shouldn't have been sent anywhere in the first place. In Australia, we were able to set up. Just listen. Everyone's had their opinion. I'm having mine. In Australia,
it's true. I'm agreeing with you.
In Australia, when we had COVID, right? Luke, you'll back this up. All of those military installations got shut down, turned into accommodation for families that needed to isolate coming in there. These are not like fucking ramshackle curtains at a fucking airport. These are demountable buildings with hot and cold running water, heat and air. Yes, that is part of the Texas problem, but they have to figure it out because, as Vera said, it's not going to get any better no matter who the president is. They're just trying to shake it up and go, oh, look, it's Biden's fault this happened. But whose fault was it last time?
And that's mentioned, there are so many abandoned schools and abandoned factories in this country because our population has gone down since the baby boom. We don't have the amount. We built all these schools and all these factories during the 50s and the 60s that are just sitting empty everywhere. $370,000 could have turned some empty school building into viable housing for people who want to come here and pick our carrots and pick our cotton and work in the fields and do all those shitty jobs that Americans don't really fucking want.
And in a perfect world,
I can't build a house here on Long Island for $370,000.
But they're not
So
gonna
to
move on
renovate
Long
a
Island.
school for 200 people, right?
It's
But to outfit a school, to renovate a school for 200 people and families, and again, find those people jobs.
But
Who's
do you
taking
think
care
this
of
is
that?
also a
It's not
move
gonna
to
be-
try and discourage people from coming to Texas? Like, oh, we'll just get rid of you. Like, is it that's the mentality
No.
behind it
Right.
too?
But
It's political theater.
imagine. Okay, so in New York,
New
when
York.
all the Italian people came over, everybody fucking hated them. Nobody wanted them here. So
I
imagine
know.
if they were all shipped to Texas because New York didn't want them.
Texas would have good
Yeah.
pizza.
In a perfect world, all right, we're going to get off this topic, but in a perfect world,
I'm just saying,
we would-
Chicago. What would Chicago do with them now? That's
And
the
that's
again.
exactly-
That's what I
yeah.
asked.
and that's
It's a
exactly
on
the
the
Democratic
problem.
post.
city, so they want to
That's
make it
exactly
their
the problem
problem.
because they just chucked them there without a thought. Because
So
these
where are they
people
going to
don't-
go in a week? In
Exactly.
the
You
month?
know what? Chicago's going to figure it out because that's the thing to do. Because if we're going to be the world police, we need to fucking take care of the world, right? We can't fucking be the world power, America, and then not take care of it. If we're going to fucking be the world power,
You got to be
we
the big
have
brother.
to
You got to be
take
big
care of it.
brother.
If
Yeah.
people are walking with their children 1,000,000 miles to get to America, doesn't that say how fucking desperate they are? Could you imagine carrying your children and walking just across the country because you are
Across the
No.
desert?
so
Never.
so desperate for a different life? And then we, any of us in this country, have the balls to sit there and say, you can't come in.
When
I
it's-
can't imagine.
That's the same. It's the same here. We are a country that is built on multiculturalism. No one here, except for the people that were born here, you know, the native people on Australia Day were having this conversation. So interesting. Can say, I am a native Australian because you're not. Same with America. We're not. We are all part of a society that is
We
stronger
know why a lot of
together.
people want
I
to
am.
come to Western countries because
Yeah.
you know there's all of the comforts that exist here and the
But
social
if you
security.
were, but if you were in the
But
Ukraine,
it's not maintainable if you just flood a system. Our health system's failing here, Steve. We know that. There is a lot
if-
of problems and it's
I
not
think-
sustainable. So we need to really look at what is sustainable.
I think we need to
For-profit
really
healthcare is never
in the
sustainable.
modern day. I think we need to be really, really compassionate because at the drop of a hat, this could be our country, this could be your country,
Absolutely.
and it's nearly going to be England. They're talking about drafting young men in England for war. So this is reality. If we don't show compassion, you don't get compassion. That's all I'm going to say. All right.
I'm not
Disrespect.
that I'm not compassionate. Again,
I'm not saying
my
you're not.
concern is where are they going? That I want to know. You're not going to live in a
Now
fucking airport for the next
Now
75
Chicago-
years.
Chicago.
I'm sure somebody in Chicago's going to refit a school.
And now Chicago will figure it out where Texas just went,
No,
oh,
they're not going to fucking pick. Where are they going to be until then?
We're going to put them in jail, girl.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I just don't know that it like.
that's the whole
I
problem.
guess that's
shipping,
what's throwing me
In
off.
Manhattan, they're in a motel.
but that's the whole time. That's the whole problem with shipping people around the country like they're cattle without having a decent plan of where they're going. If Texas is going to do things straight and do their due diligence, they would have gone, yes, they're going to stay in an airport for X amount of time until this housing is available. That's not what happened.
They usually put them with host families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about disrespect. Would you wait 2 hours
No.
after a start time of a concert
No.
to see somebody?
I wouldn't fucking wait. 2
Depends on who
hours
it was.
for anybody on the fucking planet. If they told me if
Well,
I waited
Madonna's the
2
one who does
hours
it.
and Lucille Ball, fucking Joan Rivers, and Jesus Christ himself were going to raise from the fucking dead, but they were going to be 2 hours late, bitch, I'm going home.
Exactly. Those bitches. What about all of the Golden Girls, Jeffrey?
Oh.
That's hard. But
Ooh.
They wouldn't be
I think
2
we
hours
could all-
late.
we all know who it is.
I'm a professional.
There are
It's
two
bad.
Madonna. There are two Madonna fans that are suing Live Nation, New York City, and the Barclays Center because Madonna was 2 hours late to get on stage for her show.
Was it the Barclays fault?
I don't know.
What the
See,
fuck?
I haven't like who. This is the problem.
Billy
Whose
went.
fault is it?
Madonna's.
No,
Fucking
no,
around.
Yeah, it's
no.
Madonna's.
See,
I
okay,
don't
now,
think.
I said what
I
I,
know
said, but
yeah.
I fucking this is their fault. Okay, you went to a fucking Madonna concert.
Madonna concert.
You knew better. This bitch is never.
If you're a
fucking
fan,
on
she
time.
is never on time.
This is
Yeah,
no.
with 2 hours. Damn.
It's normal.
She's 2
for
hours
her.
late for the show I saw.
Yeah. Shit.
Yes.
But what's that
And do you know what-
mentality?
do you know
Why
what-
does she think like people waiting? Is it like to build
And it wasn't-
anticipation? What's her
No, it
mentality?
wasn't a mentality thing. If you look at the stage and the show that she puts on, there are very high-tech things happening. The reason she was late in Australia is because she was filming the DVD and they were setting up cameras and all that kind of stuff. So when it's posted, like that was posted on the doors when we went in. So everyone had knowledge that the show would be running late. Not 2 hours, but the show would be running late before we got there. Before you walked in with your tickets. And the upside of that, I went from a ticket that was a little bit expensive to a ticket that was insanely expensive. And if I really tried hard, I could have touched her because people left. So I was like,
Oh, man. Yeah.
but
Okay.
2 hours is a long time. They're saying it caused people to miss a day of work. Bitch, who needs to work the day after a concert anyway? Are you an adult?
Yeah. Come
Like,
on.
like, I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit. Yes, it's horrible, but if you're a capital F fan, especially like in America near New York, Madonna's like stomping ground. She's gonna take as much time as she wants because you know she's Madonna.
She's Madonna.
Whether we like it
Yeah.
or not, she is Madonna. Now, more disrespect flying around the Oscars. Oh my god. Are we sick of hearing about Barbie yet?
No.
So Ryan Gosling has been nominated for Best Actor when Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig were not nominated at all. America Ferrera was also nominated for Best Supporting Actress, but Ryan has taken a pretty lengthy statement. I'm gonna like try and buzz through it. He says, "I'm extremely honored to be nominated by my colleagues alongside such remarkable artists in a year of so many great films, and I never thought I'd be saying this, but I'm also incredibly honored and proud that it's for portraying a plastic doll named Ken. But where there's Ken, there is no Barbie, and where there's no Barbie without Greta Gerwig. And Greta and Margot are the two people most responsible for this history-making, globally celebrated film. No recognition would be possible for anyone on the film without their talent, grit, and genius. To say I'm disappointed that they are not nominated in their respective categories would be an understatement. Against all odds, with nothing but a couple of soulless, scantily clad, and thankfully crotchless dolls, they made us laugh, they broke our hearts, they pushed the culture, and they made history. Their work should be recognized along with the other very deserving nominees. Having said that, I'm so happy for America Ferrera and the other incredible artists who contributed their talents to making such a groundbreaking film."
Who was Margot up against? Because I think her performance is brilliant. But who was nominated? I don't really know. I'm not following it
I
anymore.
remember the entire slate of actresses, but nobody that was head and shoulders above her. I mean, I can't remember who it is. I can look it up.
Do you
But
remember
I have
when?
seen all of the Best Picture nominees already this far, which is unusual for me. I usually have to scramble. And I got to tell you, Barbie was better than several of them.
Do you think it's a strike back against commercialism for art's sake?
Do you remember when
Yeah,
Ryan
I
was
think
on the
that's a
Mickey
stretch
Mouse Club
because you know what?
Right.
I think it's
and
They
Brittany was
nominate
on the Mickey
Martin
Mouse Club?
Scorsese every
And Christina,
fucking
Brittany.
time he puts something on screen. And in my opinion, he's made the same film for the last 20 years.
Exactly. But what Whoopi Goldberg said on The View,
Oh,
I guess
baby,
applies as well. Not everyone gets an award. That's just
Not
the
everyone
reality.
does.
That's
But
just
Greta
the reality.
Gerwig has been snubbed
And
life ain't fair.
35 times. And two of the films that she was snubbed for were box office gold.
I think you've got to look back. I'm not like that well versed on Best Picture Oscars, but some of the best pictures, some of the best films in cinema history aren't necessarily Oscar-winning films. I think
Well,
it's
True.
Some of
whether
the most enduring films were snubbed by the Oscars.
Yeah.
And some of the Oscar pictures are unheard of now.
right.
Oh.
You know?
There's
Dirty
always that-
Dancing got robbed.
There's always that random ass like fucking movie. It's like The Sound of Elbows, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
The Sound of Elbows. I don't know what the fuck
French
that is.
film.
Yeah, a French film. I love how hard life is. Let us smoke.
Anatomy of a Fall.
Yeah, it's like just like the smell of circumference or something like really random, and you're like, what the fuck?
How arty can I make
That's the
it?
next one.
Oh,
Fecundity
God.
in the wind. It's like, oh, I smell it. I smell fecundity in the wind. All right,
Piglet
we're
Muff
gonna run
goes
out.
shopping.
Piglet Muff goes shopping. Let's see if we can make this happen. I'll see if it's gonna work. Nope.
Doesn't sound like
The
What
view
are
from
you trying to
here.
make happen?
The view from here.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
It's a Muppet Mayhem.
Now, Christina, you can back me up on this one because you are our TikTok girl. There's a bit of a trend on TikTok every now and then of people feeding non-vegan people meat and non-vegan children meat. The article that I was going to put up for you today was about a father who fed his vegan child chicken nuggets without the mother knowing, and now she found out, and that's all the kid wants to eat. Who's in the room? Let's start
What
with
kid
Luke,
don't
because
want chicky nugs?
You've got a chicken nugget, baby. You tell us who's in the wrong there.
Yeah. Oh, look, I think someone who makes their child a vegan is probably not thinking with that child's best interest. They're thinking with their beliefs on whatever the reason is they're a vegan. It's usually to do with animal cruelty and farming and things like that. But children can't. I would be hard pressed to find, especially a family that doesn't have a lot of money, being able to sustain that kind of lifestyle and meet that child's nutritional needs. On the other end, like, this sounds like a guy just messing, like, doesn't like his wife's stance on things, whatever.
Maybe he's just trying to make his life easier and his kid's life a bit more normal. Because
you know what? If they ban chicken nuggets today, I don't know how my child would survive. That's like a staple. Yeah,
actually, Jeff,
that's a staple.
I hate.
Oh, we probably have to go to cheese toasties, but they're not vegan either because that's made from dairy.
I just say ban them all the fucking together. I hate that the kids like them. I hate that they even know what they are because they did not eat any of that shit.
Until I came over.
They didn't have any. They didn't even. I mean, I don't know who I was just talking to about this, but they didn't have pasta. We didn't have bread. There was no processed food in the house.
No processed. No processed food.
But it's like these crazy people like, oh, my dog's a vegan. And like, no, it's fucking not.
We didn't do a lot of
You're just giving it a really weird diet. Like,
I don't know.
The dog would be eating meat if it could.
Can I ask the
medical if the kid wants nuggets, and
I want to ask the medical professionals, is there some kind of weird fucking, I don't know, something that your child is a vegan, has to be a vegan?
There is,
but rare, right?
Ways to get complete proteins without meat-based products. However,
rare, right?
It's
rare.
Very, very difficult to get all the vitamins that you need, and very often vegans develop vitamin B deficiency and pernicious.
They'll get rickets and fall down.
But I mean, this is a parenting decision,
Yeah.
This
Loud
is
and clear, right?
something that both parents need to agree on, and clearly Dad didn't agree with Mom.
And they might be separated something. It feels like there's more to it, and like it's like him having like a sting at her more so. Like the child's collateral in this whole situation,
which sucks.
Yeah, that
really sucks. You don't.
But you see it all the time, sadly.
Your job as a parent, right, is to inform your children about what good eating is. Christina, you said you've got a chicken nugget kid too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my son, he eats chicken nuggets every night for dinner. Every single night, because he's something, that's what he likes. He's hyper fixated on chicken nuggets and peanut butter, toast, and exactly. He's got issues. Like it has, and the way I cook them has to be, or the way my husband cooks them has to be a certain way. They have to be crispy. Like he doesn't like mushy chicken nuggets, they have to be really crispy. Like he loves the one from Wendy's, but didn't like the one from Burger King. Like, but he will
Sounds like someone I
he
know.
will only eat chicken nuggets. I have tried to give him pasta. I have tried to give him vegetables. I have tried to give him literally everything. He does eat fruit, and he gets all of his other things. He eats other things, but dinner wise, it's chicken nuggets. So
And like you understand that that's not great, but you're trying to supplement it in
right.
other
But
ways,
my
right?
It's better than
pediatrician
nothing.
knows,
Like,
Exactly.
right? Like, but my
and like I've
pediatrician
got a kid
knows
very
that like
similar,
my kid,
Christina. Like she's very particular. Like she'll eat pasta and things like that, and dairy she likes. But
yeah,
like
he
meat,
loves milk.
so my kid probably will be a vegan. So let's be honest. She, from age of 2, soon as like we'd walk past a butcher and she'd start dry reaching. And this was never something I instilled in her at all because like I'm not fussy with my food. And she would be like, there's yucky food in there, Dad. I'm like, okay. And then she just would not eat anything that she perceived as actual meat, including a roast chicken. She will eat something battered because in her mind then it's not correlated to it's actually meat. And
Not
let's be
You should
honest, chicken
show
nuggets
her-
don't really have a lot of chicken in them anyway.
Show her that
So-
video where they take the little baby chicks and turn them into chicken nuggets.
Turn him into
No,
food.
Jeffrey, I am not going to rock the boat anymore. But yeah,
he
vegans,
sees
you've
videos
got
on
one coming to
YouTube.
your team soon.
He's like,
Does
are
she
they
eat
going to
the
turn those
dinosaur
chickens
chicken
into
nuggets?
chicken nuggets? I'm like, yes, Tyler,
Yes,
that's
she will
what
eat the
they make.
dinosaur nuggets. Sorry, Jeff.
Oh,
Shit. You need to ban it all.
oh my
So I think we
God.
all agree that I don't think he's. I think a parent's job, as we just said, is to inform your child about healthy ways to eat, and if that doesn't mean forcing your views on them. If they choose not to eat meat, then they choose not to eat meat. But it's something that
And they'll stand their ground.
I think you
Kids
can
stand their
educate,
ground.
not mandate.
That is literally the only meat that he gets.
Yeah.
Like the only protein. I mean, he's getting protein from other foods that he eats, but that's the only
meat-based
protein that he's
Girl,
getting. Yeah,
I'm feeling you big time. I am.
Yeah.
and he's huge. I'm like when I brought him to the
He's huge.
pediatrician, they said like he's way taller than he like should be. He's growing so like he's a tall boy, and he's 30 pounds. He's 2 years old. My daughter's only 36 pounds, and she's 4.
Basketball.
So it's like he's a beast.
Get a basketball in that kid's hand. Get a basketball
I think
in that
as they
kid's
get
hand.
older, Christina, they'll eat
I'm
more
excited.
and they'll want to try things. But like when
Yeah,
they're little,
I'm-
it's hard now.
I
And
got it.
Do you know what it is?
Right.
A lot of the time, it's socialization. When they go to school, they see what other people eat.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
my daughter will eat everything
We're all
now.
we're all
Try
guilty of it.
something.
We're all guilty of it. Going to school and going, "What have you got for lunch? Do you want to trade me this? That sounds good. I'll trade
My
you
Yeah.
nephew
this for
was
this."
raised.
not allowed to at my
baby
kids'
food.
school.
He ate tofu. He ate avocado. He ate steamed
Mm.
broccoli. He ate all this natural baby food that Dee and Lee would make for him. He was in kindergarten for 3 hours when somebody said, "That's gross," and he never ate tofu again.
It is gross.
Oh
to be
my
fair,
God.
it is gross.
Okay,
Vera,
wait,
do you-
Steve, I've got another segue. I've got another segue for Vera. For Vera.
No, I've got something to say. I've got something for Vera. Vera, before we finish, can you please tell the people why no one wanted to swap lunch with you when we talked about it?
No.
What did
I'm
you
not
take?
talking about
What-
that tonight.
What did you take for lunch,
you bring
Vera?
my
I
phone
Jeffrey-
wasn't gonna bring it up. I wasn't
Jeffrey and
gonna
I
bring it up.
know.
Camilla,
My mother
tripe?
was insane.
Oh
And she put me on a diet when I was 8 years old.
my God.
And she sent me to school with a cottage cheese and clam sandwich.
There we
Oh,
go.
What the hell?
And that's why we
that's
wanted
just
to-
like
Trying
eating
to
a yeast
hurt you?
infection.
I'm not joking.
Yeah.
My
Oh,
mother
jeez.
was crazy. It's not a joke. My mother was crazy.
See, that was
Oh
worth the
my
wait,
Well,
right?
speaking of, it was Steve. I'm sorry I cut you off and then gave you the finger.
Okay, go for it, girl.
Vera, speaking of
clam
hot,
sandwich.
cheesy sandwiches, are you feeling hot?
Christ. You.
Cheers. It's time for beer events, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, V. 3, 2, 1, vent.
At the risk of beating a dead Texan deader, I'm going to talk about Texas. This week, the Supreme Court ruled against the state of Texas and for the federal government, which surprised quite a few people because the Supreme Court is traditionally, or for not traditionally, is currently stacked in a very conservative way. And they ruled that the federal government does have the right to go in and take down the miles and miles of razor wire that Governor Abbott spent probably $500,000 or more on, more money that could be converted to housing, and that several people have been injured in and almost died on. And the Texas government, the state of Texas, has vowed they are not going to bow to political tyranny. And several other states around the world, around the country, have said, we stand with Texas. There was a rally in North Carolina. There was a rally in Omaha. There was a rally in fucking Germany where people were chanting, we stand with Texas, and it was anti-immigrant sentiment. Well, the problem is, if you stand against the Supreme Court decision, the highest court in the land, you are setting the most unrealistic precedent for this country. You are creating chaos. You are creating a country with no laws, where the rule of law is completely gone. If Texas can disobey the federal government about this, then any state that wants to can disobey the federal government on an abortion ban. If Texas can disobey the federal government on this, then the federal government can't tell Colorado and Michigan and what's the other state? There's a third state, Wisconsin maybe, but they can't tell them that they have to have Trump on the ballot. You ready to take this on, Governor Abbott? You ready to pull this lever? I don't think you are.
Pull the lever,
There you have it.
Pull
There
the
was more
lever,
to say,
Trump.
but we already said
Pull the
we
lever,
did
Trump.
cover Texas pretty well.
Now, before we go, I do have a What the Fuck Weekly for you if my beautiful assistant Tiffany will help me. What the? Okay, unless you're Jeffrey, you love your pets, right? Pets have a very warm place in your heart, or your bank balance, hopefully, potentially. How do you feel about somebody taking a dog to a restaurant, and that dog sitting on a chair and eating from a plate in that restaurant?
Who cares?
British reality star Gemma Collins has caused a bit of an outrage by having her dog eat a plate of bacon and scrambled eggs at a quite nice restaurant, with her sitting next to it, saying that this is the only way the dog eats.
Was the dog rude?
I don't know.
Does the dog dip well?
I don't think dogs like
Was he
yelling
farting
anti-Semitic
so
stuff.
badly they had to empty the restaurant?
Did he have manners?
What kind of dog was it?
I'll tell you.
Wasn't it?
He's like a whippet or something. He's small.
Yeah, like a
Ah,
like a big long dog, I think he is. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
But
a-
look, I think in this case, who's it really? People bring their dogs everywhere now. People fly with
Okay,
their dogs.
can I ask you a question then? Would you want to eat off that plate afterwards?
No, but they got to wash the plate.
I know.
Yeah,
How do you
after
know?
they wash it.
How do you know how well anything happens?
Well, you know what? People are dirty. So if I'm eating off a plate somebody else ate off and it wasn't washed properly,
but
it's just as
nobody's
gross.
licking. Listen, when you go to a restaurant, do you lick a plate?
I
Your
have.
fork and your knife are touching that plate, but you're not
I'd
licking.
rather eat off a plate of dog licked than some fucking people's fucking fork that was in their mouth touched. Have you seen some people that go to restaurants?
I have these like intrusive thoughts every time I go to a restaurant. I'm like, how well cleaned is this cutlery?
And you're eating off their fork.
I'm like, yeah.
restaurant experiences.
In
those
your mouth,
industrial
bitch.
dishwashers are.
In your
Yeah,
mouth.
but dog hair and I don't know.
Dog saliva is quite clean though, so
I'm not
But,
that offended
okay,
by
my
it. I
sister-
think it's silly, but yeah.
Listen, Tim has a Bernese Mountain Dog.
oh my god,
Okay.
really?
That thing sheds like a motherfucking banshee. Like I can't leave the house without being covered in dog
Right,
hair.
but
Like if the dog sheds, like I feel like okay, then maybe that's like
you
grounds for
assume
like
that the
I
restaurant's
stolen it.
going to take care of it, though, right? Like
You would
they're not
hope.
gonna
I'm
leave-
sure, yeah, like Gemma's paying the price of cleanup,
But
I'm
is it-
sure.
But is it
Oh, yeah.
like we had this conversation with the shit lady, remember? Remember the lady that dropped nuggets? How far does the
Yeah, that's
waitress's job
disgusting.
go? Like, is it the waitress's job to pick up dog shit if it shits on the floor and then you don't?
You
pick
know
it
what?
up?
If they're going to serve the person a meal, then the waitresses assume the responsibility, not the shit
Right.
person.
As a
But
waiter,
if you're going to
as a
serve a
waiter,
dog
Yeah,
a plate of food,
no way.
At the
you
end
chose
of the
to
day-
wait on the fucking dog.
Yeah, you said it was okay to eat there.
At the end of the day, who's
Yeah.
going to clean it up? Like somebody's got to clean it up. You're working in the establishment. You've got to do it.
Yeah, no,
If
I
they're
don't.
not going to do it, you got to.
I have a firm
Oh.
rule. If it's not in my job description, I don't do it. So,
So
when I
Jeff
work-
and I are
when
sort
work-
of pro Gemma. Steve
No,
and
when I
Christina
worked-
anti-Gemma. Vera,
I'm not
where are
anti-Gemma.
you?
Gemma.
Anti-Gemma. I'm
I'm
just.
anti-Gemma. I just think that
Yeah.
there are certain parameters. Like it's not my job to clean up someone's shit that's gone all over the floor or vomit or something.
I don't think you should
Even at one of my
have to.
jobs, I don't have cleaner written in my job. So I'm not
Okay,
gonna get
Steve,
on my
but if
hands
you
and leave
work
stuff
at a
on the
bar,
floor.
if you work at a bar and some bitch gets glassed at the bar, who's cleaning up the blood?
Well, technically, it should be someone with a hazmat suit, right? In this
Yeah.
day and age.
Yeah, but it's the bar staff. I can guarantee it.
Christina, the manager should. That's who should. The manager should.
God,
They're
good
the
luck
boss.
with that.
Manager ain't fucking cleaning that shit up.
Right.
I've
Good luck with that.
flat out,
but
I flat
we
out
didn't-
refused to do stuff.
We didn't have a manager at the bar, right? You had the owners, but the owners were dealing with the police. So there was no manager. Who was it?
I'm not that girl.
You know what I mean? There was three of us.
Hey,
Who
sorry.
was gonna do it? Like was
Christine,
somebody's
that's okay.
eyeballs
The
hanging out of her
workers.
head?
Jeff, have you had to clean up some weird shit in the
Oh
store?
my god. I'll tell you what, this one guy, he was in the corner on the floor. It was New Year's Eve. These people brought him back. He was their trick or whatever, and it didn't work out, or he like got sick. I
Oh
don't know.
no.
I don't really know what had happened, but they brought him back, and he like was slumped over in the corner, and he threw up all over himself. So Cheech took him off and like,
Attractive.
mopped him up. You know what I mean? With the
Oh
mop.
my god.
Oh yeah, yeah. So then
And you know what I would do? I would do up a little bill and slip that in that person's pocket and go, "There's the cleaning bill. Thanks, brother."
No, they're like, well, you got to go put him in his car because we're locking the bar.
Just roll him
So-
out into the sidewalk.
The keys were
Studio.
locked in his car.
Of course they were.
So we tried to call.
Thank
his
God, so he
AAA.
didn't drive.
His AAA was canceled. He was he was passed out. He was unconscious.
He wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, he wasn't. No, he couldn't even stand up. So this drag queen pull up, and this bitch, I was like, I can't. The window's got to be broke. Bitch, fucking what?
Hey, oh no.
Jumped in the car. Was like, I gotta go. Boom.
Oh, she stole his car.
No,
she-
No,
Oh, no.
he opened the
he.
window.
No, I think they tried to put him in the car. The keys. I'm so sorry. No, the keys were in the car, and the car was running,
Oh
and the car
fuck.
was locked. So they, I
Okay.
think, had tried to put him in the car, and they locked the keys in the car because he was.
Oh my god.
That sounds like
and
might be
and
what had happened
the
was
two boys who dropped him off. They stole the money out of his wallet.
What a dog act.
So they did this motherfucker dirty, right? Because we left a note on him that said, because we put him in the car, put a blanket on him, and put his.
He
he's
might
on
have
the
been
seat.
drugged.
We put a note on him and said, "Sorry about the window. We found you in the bar covered in puke. Don't worry, Cheech mopped you up. If you have any more questions, please call the bar tomorrow, and we'll be happy to fill you in."
Oh my god.
See,
Poor
Christina,
thing.
your birthday wasn't that wild. It was just the price of bottled
Yeah,
water.
it was.
babe. Just
It
the
was-
price of bottled water.
That's it.
I mean, so it was the shit you saw, man. I mean, It was the wildest time of my life.
Maybe we need to go back to the bar and what had happened was. I think it's time for a
You do
reunion.
know that Luke and I have cleaned up any imaginable.
Yeah, but that's your
mess in the world.
job, baby. That's your job.
Yeah, but why is
That's
why
your
is that job?
job.
It's not really. Well, like, it's part of it, but like the primary job of ours is like our minds and how to look
Oh, yeah.
after people
Our-
as far
our
as
design,
administer blood, medicine.
Yeah.
It's,
Not to wipe up somebody's shit.
you know, the other stuff comes with it because we're helping them holistically. But yeah, the people shouldn't deliberately shit on you, which they do, and things like that because that's your job.
I have never had that happen.
I have.
Thank God, right?
And on that note, we might run to the bathroom because we're overtime and it's uncensored radio.
That's a drop a nugget, a chicken nugget.
I will hopefully we'll be back to regularly fucking functioning programming next week. But thank you, Christina, thank you, Jeff, thank you, Vera, thank you, Luke. I've been Steve. Until next week, don't eat chicken.
You want me to hit the button?
Hit the titles, baby. Oh.
Alright, when the panelist names come up, who do we think loves chicken nuggets the most?
Look at that vape that goes in your mouth as soon as this show goes on. I think. All right, I'm gonna try innocence. Look at the halo around its head. I'm gonna try and turn it off. Here we go.